You're listening to Curl Talk Unfiltered
with Talia and Cass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, you guys. Happy Wednesday. It is officially Talia's wedding week. So, yes, for my audio listeners, it is just me, Cass, today, but it's Talia's wedding week. So, we will be seeing her back again on the podcast very, very soon. Yes, I did get my hair done this week, and I am seriously loving it. It's just very sun-kissed balayage. Which reminds me, I have my hair tucked in my jacket, and so it looks a little bit shorter. I posted a YouTube shorts, and I got like a really nice compliment that somebody commented and was like, "Oh my gosh, Cass, I love it. Your hair is so beautiful and strong and healthy," or something, dream hair. But I do wish that you'll let it grow. Hopefully now you'll just let that beautiful hair grow. I'm like, why are people obsessed with telling you to grow your hair as long as humanly possible? I say this as someone who has had super long hair, and like, yeah, everyone thought, oh my gosh, this is so pretty, whatever. But I'm like, when my hair is short or medium length, it is so chic to me and fashionable. And I don't know, obviously everyone has different preferences, but it's just so strange to me to go online and comment on someone's video like, this looks so beautiful. And it's like she gave me a compliment sandwich. Like, she literally, I don't know. I hate advice, but it was like, so beautiful. Your hair's so healthy. It's so goals. I do wish now that you'll just let that beautiful hair grow and not get a haircut. I'm like, hey, thanks. I will be getting a haircut every 3 months. Like, I just got a haircut. I just cut my hair myself. Anyways, Talia also got her hair done this week, which I'm so excited to see. I still don't know what exactly we're doing with her hair on Friday for her wedding, as far as like half up, half down, like how we're styling it, if it'll already be curled. She got tape-ins. She also just went like all over black. It looks so nice on her. What I want to talk about today is scheduling, online booking, Gloss Genius, Square, all things how hairstylists have our schedules. I personally used to have my schedule just open. Like, when I moved to Dallas and I was building my clientele, I truly didn't have very many clients. So for me, I was like, yeah, I don't care if someone books in 2 months, like, I'm gonna have time. And no one did. No one was booking like super far out. So it was just like, yeah, my books stay open, whatever. And of course, whenever my clientele started to grow, like, my Saturdays were booked out in advance. But if I had like all week off, I didn't care if in 2 months I had a full Saturday booked, because it was just like, I know I'm not going to be overworked and it's not going to be stressful. And then for a while, I did have my clientele built up, and I was booking like 4 months out solid, and I was still just like keeping my books open. I did realize eventually that my Saturdays were booked up for about 5 months out in advance, and that was crazy. Like, genuinely, that was insane. So I didn't want to do this. For some reason, I was avoiding blocking off my schedule, like not being as convenient as possible for my clients. But I just recently started where my books are only open for 3 months at a time. Like, I open up my books on the first of the month for 3 full months out. And generally that means I'm booked for about 3 months at a time. Like, right now, we just ended May. So on April 1st, I opened my June books. And it started to really fill up. I'm sure, I know that there's definitely some openings still left in June, but majority of all of the Saturdays are full, and like blah, blah, all of that. It has been so nice. I don't know why I drug my feet on this. Well, I do know why. I didn't want to seem inconvenient for clients. I wanted clients, especially my out-of-towners, to be able to look and know that when they're coming to visit their friends or their parents or whatever thing that they have going on in Dallas, that they are able to book me, even if that's 3 months away, 4 months, 5 months away. I was just like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It became that big of a deal. And I am so happy now that my books are closed, especially for summer. I'm just finding that, for instance, there was a yoga Pilates retreat in August, and I was able to take off and go to that. Like, I was able to be like, yeah, I actually can go to that because I don't have any clients booked. Well, I have one client booked, but I can move her. So it's just made me be a lot more flexible with my schedule, which I'm just really, really grateful for. I say this to say, if you are wondering about if you should take a chance and switch around the way that you're scheduling clients, I think this is your sign to at least try it. Like, you can always try something, and if it doesn't work, you can go back to the old way. And clients that want to be with you will stick with you through that. And clients that don't have to be there. Another way that it's been really helpful for me to have my books closed off is that whenever I go to reschedule my clients, I'm able to reschedule them for opportune times. For instance, if a client comes in on a Saturday and they're pre-booking their next appointment, I had gotten to a point where if someone wanted to book 4 months out, I still didn't really have anywhere to put them. Like, I was like, okay, let's get your next curly cut on the books for 4 months. And it's like, oh, do you have any Saturdays? Like, no, sorry, I don't have any Saturdays. Oh, do you have like after 4 p.m.? I'm like, nope, all my afternoons. But I could do like a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. It just wasn't working for a lot of clients. So I would be like, oh, well, let's pre-book your next 2 out. So that way you get the time slots that you want. Well, then it was making it to where I'm fully booked for 4 or 5 months. And then I'm tentatively booked 3 months after that. Now, when I pre-book clients, I have Saturdays to give them. I have afternoons to give them. And what I'm telling clients is I will pre-book you for 4 months. I will not pre-book you for 5, 6, 7 months away. 8 months away. Some people want to pre-book 8 months. No, sorry. You will have to fight with everyone else on the online booking if that is the consistency that you're wanting to come see me. So I'm really loving it. I don't know. I think I drag my feet on some things because I think in a lot of ways I'm a little bit old school just because I have been doing hair since 2017. And I come from such a commission background, like kind of corporate-y type of background, that I do feel like I hold a lot of those customer service things like really close to me. And I just feel like this is important and this is who I am. But I'm really thankful for my clients, and I'm at a point where I can be a little bit selfish because I have the clientele or the amount of people, the amount of interest, that I can be a little bit selfish and people are still happy to be sitting in my chair regardless. I do know for a fact that there are some stylists watching this that are probably thinking, there are some that are in the same spot that I am. That's like, okay, I've built my clientele and now I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to start blocking off my schedule and being a little less available online. And I also know that there are some stylists watching this that probably know it's about time to close their books to new clients, but are kind of dragging their feet on that too. Just worried about like, man, sometimes I need new clients though. Sometimes I'm scared of like filling those gaps. And what do I even do? How do I even close my books to just random people? Like, my booking link is out there. I do just encourage you, if you feel like it's that time, it probably is that time. And again, you can always change. Like, you can try it for a couple months. If you find that you have too many gaps, you can always post on your story, a couple of new clients can come shuffle in here. You could always make a broadcast channel, like that little group text feature that's on Instagram, and just put things in there and reach out to them one-on-one. I really do think if you're finding yourself stressed about the amount of people that want to come see you, that it's probably time to close your books or close your books to new clients, to make a change, to do something, especially for summer. I think that this is a great time just to trial things like that. My clients have loved it. If anyone's like on the fence and like, oh my gosh, her client's gonna hate me for this, my clients have loved it. I think the people who have come in who have been like, you didn't have anything and then you had something, like they didn't understand what was happening and they were a little turned off by it. When I went to pre-book them for their next one at the end of the service and they could get whatever spot they wanted, it changed their mind very fast. So if you needed to hear that, like what my clients have kind of told me, so many of my clients are just excited that I'm fully booked, and they're always like, good for you, that's so exciting, and I really appreciate them for that. But the people that are kind of on the fence or a little bit like customer service, I don't know, they have enjoyed it. I haven't had anyone be like, oh my god, I hate this. And also, anyone who does hate it does not have to book, and they can go somewhere else, and maybe they have, and that's great. I actually had a client recently who came in that was a little bit of like a challenging first-time client. Nice person, probably. I mean, yeah, nice person. We ended up connecting a little bit like during our appointment time. But I will say, whenever she came in, she was like, I've had a bunch of haircuts that I haven't liked. Actually, she hadn't liked a haircut in the last 10 years. She had a hairstylist 10 years ago that was great, and she loved every haircut. And since then, none of the haircuts have been good. Obviously, red flag. I was like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, we need to get really serious about what you want and what you don't want, because I can give you what you want if you can tell me what you want. And it was funny, like I kept like asking her questions. Obviously, she's showing me photos. She's showing me photos of what her hair looked like before when she liked it, and I'm seeing no volume, no layers. She kind of has like a medium, like a medium tightness to her curls, like right in the middle of the spectrum. And she has thick hair. And so I'm seeing like when it's styled, like there's no volume at the top. And she keeps saying she doesn't want a triangle. But at the same time, the photos that I'm seeing are flat on top and a little bit bunched up at the bottom. It's not a huge triangle, but if you've ever seen like a weed ad cut or a weed ad finish, it kind of looks like that. But she keeps saying how much layer she wants and how much volume she wants. And I'm like, I'm looking at these things and I'm not seeing that. So do you like what this looks like? Because if so, then it's not what you're telling me. Or do you want to go with what you're telling me, but it's not going to be what this looks like? So we're going back and forth with that. And she kind of just keeps being like, well, this isn't like my profession. So I don't really know. Like, this is your profession. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And it's also, or, you know, like, this is your job. And I'm like at one point I was like, I hear you that it's my job. Absolutely. This is part of my job, figuring out what you want. And so that's why I'm asking you these questions. It's not because I want you to do my job for me. Like, I was having to talk to her like that. It was crazy. I've been doing hair so long. And at my first salon, I saw so many different types of people that I got really comfortable talking to people like that. And you know, when someone sits in your chair that you have to be, I'm going to call that like aggressive with, just very, very direct and not at all overly friendly. Like, I think she wanted me to say like, yes, layers and volume, and then give her the photo, which was no layers and no volume. Like, I don't know, but I was like, I ended up by the end of our consultation, which was about 20 minutes, being like, I'm not cutting your hair unless I feel like we're on the same page. So I need us to be on the same page. I just felt like anything I said, she was like, kind of, but tweak it. And then I, you know, whatever, like say it kind of and tweaked. And she'd be like, yeah, but no. And I'm like, we are not doing this. I'm not starting this confused. I'm going to, and I was just like, are you comfortable with me starting cutting your hair? Like, do you feel like we have got this nailed down? And she was just kind of like, I know that I want layers. Like, and I'm like, then I will cut you layers. I cannot guarantee you that it's going to look like that photo. Like, and she was like, okay, we'll just try it. This may take us a couple of times, you know, to get on the right page with each other. And I was like, no, if you don't like it today, don't come back. Like, I'm not the type of stylist that's like, oh, give me a couple of tries. Like, maybe we can, no. I'm not the type of person that you can come in every time and have something that wasn't right about the last time. I'm not. And again, if she ends up disliking the way the booking is set up, because she's a little bit old school, it's like, if you dislike that it's hard to get on my books, if you dislike that you can't pre-book 6 months out, if you dislike that you have to put a deposit down, like any of those things, that is totally fine. Because you got on my books, but there is someone on the wait list that's going to have a much better attitude and is going to trust me a lot more and not be as picky and trust my opinions and not try to be difficult, that I'm just excited for her to get on my books. You know, like, if you get phased out, that's fine with me. Another thing that I have been doing this, like the past 2 weeks. So I moved into a new salon space 2 weeks ago. When I did, I realized how much stuff I have. Like, in the spirit of spring cleaning, let's talk about how much stuff that we have. I have retail. I have back bar product, especially as curly hairstylists. Probably the majority of us listening to this are curly hairstylists. The amount of product that I have was crazy. And I knew this at my last space. I kept all my product on my countertop, and a client had told me my last week there, like, oh, that looks like the underneath of my sink. And I'm like, so that's not what I want the top of my station to look like, the underneath of your sink. But she was right. Like, I just have so much product. I really like two products the most. Like, my favorite two products are what I reach for all day long. And I have 25 products sitting up here. Like, for what? I told myself instead of throwing everything away to spring clean, I was going to use up the products that I had before I bought more. So my two favorite products are AG Care Foam Weightless Volumizer. It's in a pink bottle, not the purple one. And then Liquid Effects by AG Care. That's a gel. Those are my two favorite products. I use them all day long. I ran out of those. Like, I buy them constantly, and I hate going to Armstrong McCall just to buy product. Just to buy foam and gel. And half the time they don't even have it, and you've wasted a trip over there. I have other gels and I have other foams, tons of them, that I've tried out and just not liked them as much and just quickly went back to the AG Care. I do have some gels that work. Like, and some foams, they do work. People love them. I just haven't found the right way to use them, was what I was telling myself. What I started doing, I ran out of my foam and I ran out of my gel, threw them away, and I was like, before you can go buy more, you need to use up these products. And if you use some products and you hate them, then throw those away. So I've used up a couple things. I used up two Ouidad gels, the Tress FX and then the Climate Control. Love those gels. There's nothing wrong with them. Why would I have thrown them away? And also, why did I just let them sit on my shelf forever without using them? So use those up, throw them away. Amazing. So now I can use Liquid Effects again because those were two gels I have. I also have Uncle Funky's, which I use for particular cases that I'm going to always need Uncle Funky's. I have the B-Girl Topper gel in like the big tub. Obviously keeping that. Now, the Ouidad Coil Infusion gel, I think I'm going to throw her away. Like, I think that she is just wasting space. I don't know. Message me if you like, and obviously comment to boost. But seriously, message me if you actually like Ouidad Coil Infusion Gel. It's in a big purple squeezy tube. That can probably be thrown away. Now, foams, my all-time favorite is the AG Care foam. I have two okay, I used up one. I went to the Blend Club with the Savvy Touch. She put it on and she gave us a bunch of like swag bag that had a bunch of product in it. The Love Your Curls foam that was in there, I've used it up. Love it. I mean, I love it. Is it as good as the AG Care one? In my opinion, no, but it is great. And it's great for, I think it's great for a little bit looser hair type, or hair types that's not going to get very frizzy. It's a little bit lighter. Use it up, throw it away. Now I'm working through, I have two foams by The Dew. I have the B-Girl and the Mousse Def. I think I'm going to throw away the B-Girl foam because I don't think that I like it. But I'm using up the Mousse Def. And I really like it. Now, creams that I have, I really don't use curl cream in the salon. So I really never need to buy another curl cream. Oh, another gel. Sorry to Bounce Curl. I hope that you're not watching this because it was so sweet of you to send these to me. Cream jelly. Is that what it's called? Bounce Curl cream gel. Something like that. Jelly. Not my favorite. Again, I think that you can use it on someone whose hair is not going to get very frizzy. But yeah, throwing that away. This is like, I've probably already named off like 15 products that are just sitting there that I'm not using because I'm using AG, like my two favorite products. So cleaning that out, and I'm feeling really, really good about it. Same with shampoos and conditioners. We're not going to get into all of that. But it's like I know a lot of people watching this, like, you're on PR lists, so you get sent a bunch of things. But then you have your favorite things that you just buy. Why those people never send us PR, I don't know. And then you get the things like whenever you go to education and you get the swag bags and like, you just collect. And then every once in a while you make a purchase based on something that you saw people are using, or just being at Armstrong or Cosmoprof or wherever, and you just pick something up. And then you end up being like, I don't really like this. Like for me, I picked up like a Redken, I think they call it the sculpting gel, and I haven't used it yet. Again, message me. If you like it, message me and tell me how you use it. Because once I got it in the salon, I was like, wait, is this kind of like a slick back gel? Like, is this kind of like a hard gel? I haven't used it because I'm scared. That's another thing, having looser texture hair. I'm trying everything in real time. Like, I've got to have time to try a new product. And that's one thing that I've learned from this spring cleaning of all these products I mentioned is there are some products that I had tried and told myself like maybe I didn't like it, but it was because I didn't have to figure out how to use it. There's been a couple of times in the last 2 weeks that I'm like, damn, is this going to work? Like, is this my best job styling? Like, maybe not my best ever because these aren't my two favorite products, but I have learned how to use the products that were in front of me. And depending on what ways our careers go, I don't know. I think it could be a really good skill to acquire is to just be like, okay, I only have these two products. I need to be able to make this work. Like, maybe that means I'm going to use half the bottle, but her hair is going to look good at the end of this. I don't know if that speaks to anyone. I don't know if anyone has been looking at their overflow of products and kind of letting it stress them out, but kind of doing nothing about it. But I encourage you, if you run out of your favorite products, just be like, can I make it happen for a few days with these? Can I use some of these up? And whenever I use them, if I decide I hate them, throw them away. Get them out. Get the clutter out. Speaking of PR lists, I got reached out to this week. I'm pretty excited about it. It's been a minute since somebody has reached out to send me product or do a collab. I got reached out to, what is that called? It's like something guacamole. It's like the marketing team or networking team that a lot of places use. But basically I got put on a PR list for 2026 for L'Oreal Pro. Very excited. I've actually never used their products. But I know also I've been really loving Redken lately, especially for myself, like just for like good shampoos, conditioners, deep conditioning, like leave-ins, heat protectants. I've been really loving it. And so I'm just kind of hoping that whenever I get some of L'Oreal Pro's products, that maybe the content that I make for those will kind of obviously push me into getting some other, PR lists can be they're great and sometimes they're overwhelming because they're great because you're trying out new products and you're like, obviously these people have eyes on me and what that can lead to some better things. But it's overwhelming, especially whenever you're just like, people are like trying out new curl products. They're sending it to you and like, they're not as good as your tried and true. So they just end up sitting on your shelf. But with these, I'm definitely going to try to make some really good content based on them just to also have like portfolio wise, if some of my videos start taking off, that other brands can go and look and be like, wow, she makes really beautiful content. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but I have been making some really beautiful content the last few days. I sat down with one of my hair besties. Her name is The Only Grace to Ever Exist. She's so talented at hair and at social media. We sat down last week and just kind of like recentered and refocused what we're thinking for social media. So I'll speak for myself personally. I know that I post about a couple of different genres. Obviously, I post hair, I post outfits, I post lifestyle, and I post Pilates content because if you don't know, I'm getting my instructor certification. And I wanted a way, I'm like, I love all these things, but I need some way to bring all of my content like more continuity. Like, I needed something, and basically, I don't know, am I giving you guys the formula here? I'm like trying not to be a gatekeep. Like, sorry, I'm not gatekeeping. What my new formula is for one style of my content is to start off with like a really clear, almost like FaceTime looking intro that is just of me wherever I'm at. Whether I'm at the Pilates studio, whether I'm showing off an outfit, whether I'm doing hair, instead of starting with the consultation, I'm starting with like a FaceTime format. So the first one that I did it on for hair, and I'm using the back camera. You guys are probably, I'm really giving you everything I got here. But there's room. There's room for everyone. So if you want to take this and run with it, take it and run with it. I have loved the way that it looks and you will love it too. So seriously, use this if you want it. I flip it around and I use the back camera because the quality's insane. I go stand in front of a window wherever I'm at, or I sit in my salon chair. The first one that I did, I said, I have a client coming in today and I just have a feeling she's going to want to chop her hair. Did I have that feeling? No. Did I record that after I had already chopped her hair? Yes. So I was actually shocked that she wanted to chop her hair. Like, we've never gone that short before, but I knew, like, oh, okay, this is going to be great. And I loved my outfit that day. I thought my hair looked beautiful. I shared my outfit. Like, it just worked out. So I knew I wanted to make content that day no matter what. And I thought, okay, this is kind of a little transformation. And it did really well. I mean, it did well. I'd kind of been falling off of posting and just not as consistent. So it did pretty well for me not have being consistent, especially like YouTube really liked it. Like, it was cute. I'm also liking doing a little bit of an outro as well. That's not just like, okay, this is the after, like flipping the camera around again and being like, okay guys, tell me, what did you think? Like, giving them something to do, whether it's like, would you guys have done the same thing? Do you want to know what products I used on this? Comment below. Like, things like that. They're like, okay, engage with this. And it's a little less, I do a lot of voiceovers, which I like, but I think what I've decided is I want to be more the focus of my content and a little bit less like my client be the focus of my content, just for where I'm at in my career and what I want to do on social media. I'm not building my clientele up as much just because I feel really good about the amount of clients that I have. What I want to do is build up my social media. And what I don't want to get into is that I think sometimes some creators can blow up because they're standing in the same spot. They have the exact same formula, and it has a lot to do with client interaction. I want whatever video I post to do good because I'm in it, not because I'm with a client. So whether I'm doing a grocery run, whether I'm doing Pilates, whether I'm cutting hair, whether I'm spring cleaning my products, whether I'm washing my own hair, I want people to see me and be like, that is the hook. This girl. I like this girl. Not, I like consultation videos. Just for me. So a little bit of advice if you're feeling like, I don't know, I'm feeling like unmotivated, or that, you know, these type of videos do really well, but if I stray from this at all, like, my views dip because no one knows who I am. They just know what I do. Like, I didn't want that anymore. And I know that my voiceover videos were starting to do really well, which is nice, but I'm like, I'm not the star of that. My voice is the star of that, but my face, like, people didn't know what I looked like. So if I posted like a workout video, nobody knew who I was. I'm doing that. I'm doing like kind of FaceTime vloggy type videos. That's going to be one of my content styles. I really want to get into like photo dumps more. Let me not even call it photo dumps. I want to get into more carousels, like taking really beautiful aesthetic photos and posting those. One of my best friends just got a Fujifilm camera, and I'm trying not to be crazy and be like, I need that, because we have $1,000 phones and that will do fine. Just need to start. I know it's not going to be perfect at first. One thing about me, even creative stuff, like, I know what it should look like. Sometimes I have a hard time executing that. And so I just need to practice. And to practice, you have to post. You have to make the posts, and they aren't going to be perfect at first, but you'll just keep getting better and better and better at it. And if you put it off and you never try because you think that you're not going to be perfect, then you fall way, way, way behind while everybody else is practicing. So carousels are going to be one. And then I kind of want like a third really individual, like, but notable content type. I just don't know what that is yet. You guys do this whenever you're like planning content? Do you plan content, or do you just take content and then edit it and throw it up and kind of be like, I hope that this does well? Because that works a lot of times too. Is anyone else kind of like me where you're like, I need to sit down and I need to think, what do I want this video to look like from start to finish? Because just honestly, taking content, editing it, and throwing it up has never worked for me. Like, that does not work. It's never ever worked like that. Like, I always have to be like really intentional. Okay guys, I think that's pretty much it. I knew I wanted to talk about like online booking and scheduling. If you have any really great tips for stylists, go ahead and put it in the comments. Like, if you're like, I do this and I think it works really well for me, or I tried this and this did not work well, or I really love this booking software over this booking software, let the girls know in the comments, because I use Gloss Genius. I just started doing this booking technique. Tally and I were just talking this week about the probability of kind of like maybe not taking new clients, or just like planning for that and what would that look like. So if you're doing any or all of those things, please let us know. And then I also wanted to talk about and encourage the spring cleaning of the products. And then, yeah, told a couple little client stories in there that I hope that you guys enjoyed. Talking by myself, not super easy. So obviously, we're very excited to get Talia back. And thank you guys for giving her space of just like wedding planning, planning her bachelorette, planning her honeymoon, like family stuff, like all these things. We really appreciate you hanging on with us while we're just like, life's happening. And I hope that you enjoy hanging out with me a little bit. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks again for watching. See you girls later.